out, yeah. Dropping the hate to lift the mountain. Sipping the wine, cause heaven's drowning. Speak the truth, the lies will bound you. Free your mind, seems lost without you. Said I'm no good, don't trust me. Cinnamon sky, sweet nothing. Peppermint burns so lovely. Oh, 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 sweet nothing. Hate it when I get too deep inside my head. Looking at yourself like you've been out of it. Day by day you find it hard to recommit. Hanging on my jersey, I don't wanna play, yeah. I'm working on problems, hard not to worry about them. You know how I'm rocking, I'm dodging all the drama. You stalling, you falling, and you don't seek no guidance. I'm finding a new me, I don't need anybody. Said I'm no good, don't trust me. Cinnamon sky, sweet nothing. Peppermint burns so lovely. Oh, 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 sweet nothing. Damn, I'm back, was thinking all alone. Eyes were on the cash, now I gotta let her know. Hurts real good, feeling something else. Could've bought and never kept, probably need some help. So I know that it's you, you're worth my time. I know that it's true, yeah. Baby girl, you got me working on my pheromones. Try to not abuse it, I can keep you till my funeral. Said I'm no good, don't trust me. Cinnamon sky, sweet nothing. Peppermint burns so lovely. Oh, 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 sweet nothing. Remember when I said that I love you? Then I went on the road without you. Remember when you said you my everything?
Oh, hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh my goodness, it still works.
It still works.
You're not silenced. We have lift up for the second time in a row. We have not had a system failure podcast yet in 2 weeks.
And Kinger.
Hi, Kinger. So apologies for last week. It's a little bit of both of our fault, you know.
Yeah.
It started with M getting a little bit sickly.
I was real sick last week, guys. I was not going to be on podcast talking. I'm so sorry.
And that day we found out she was sick and she has to cancel. A few hours later, I found out some pretty tragic news that put me in a mood that was not going to make me podcast anyway. So if she didn't get sick, I still was going to cancel regardless. So.
And if he hadn't canceled, I still would have canceled. So we.
Well, you know what? You canceled first, so you're the bad guy.
Technically, when I texted, you didn't answer when I called you to tell you I was sick and canceling because you were already in the middle of dealing with your other thing.
Yeah.
So your other event had already occurred, so you would have canceled.
But I didn't. I'm not the one who canceled first.
Okay.
Guys, Emily's a bad person. No, I'm just kidding.
I was running a school, and then you turned on me quite viciously, in fact. And we have that on the record, chat. So next time Blake is like, everyone's mean to me, just remember this moment.
Emily's a bully. It's true.
Let's talk for a second about how much better my webcam looks.
This whole thing is like night and day. It's insane. It's almost like we told her better lighting equals better everything.
You act like I didn't know it, or I denied it, or I thought there was another explanation. I was very aware of this, but making this happen was a lot of time and effort. It was a big undertaking that I didn't even know would be possible. And I made it work.
A boo-hoo.
Fuck off. So mean. I spent a lot of time doing this.
No, it looks very good, and I'm very happy you did it. I'm very, very happy. It looks very good. I'm done.
A lot of time. I had to completely like redo my desk, all my cords. I had to move like 100 books. You guys don't know this, but under my desk, I stored like 100 books.
I'm gonna
I have to move them multiple times to make this happen.
I'm going to try to be nice to Emily today, because she has constantly been checking on me since the event that I will not bring up. And she's been nice to me.
Take them off and show you under my desk. You would see.
She's still on the webcam as I'm trying to give her a compliment and be nice.
Man, I'm so
Emily, I haven't been able to come at you in 2 weeks because I haven't been in a mental state to be mean.
Well, I guess that makes me feel better. If you're feeling good enough to be a jackass to me, then you must be feeling good.
Emily sucks. No, I'm going to be nice to him today. I'm going to try to be nice. Especially because the last time we podcasted, we did go at each other's throats a little bit.
I can't even believe this. I came to you. You didn't even know this happened. I came to you and was like, I spent a lot of time while I was sick working to improve the quality of the podcast. And you said, sucks.
I'm very proud of
I
you.
didn't do it before. Can't believe you waited to put in this effort. Next time, I won't even bother.
Oh, I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy with the output.
And then he doesn't get thanks for doing the dishes.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
You cut out. Are you saying that you feel like the guy who does the dishes and doesn't get thanks for doing the dishes?
Yes. This is the home I live in, and I should be working to improve it, and I just didn't. I did the one thing, and now I deserve thanks for it.
To be fair, my office is a mess, and in podcasts you can't see it. But yeah, that mattress is still on my floor, even though I haven't slept on it in over a week. I just haven't felt like moving it.
Well, maybe you should get good. Maybe this isn't a big problem.
I will be when I play Bloodborne next. Oh God, Bloodborne starts next week.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? It's part of the backlog.
I don't know. Have you played it? Have you played parts of it before?
I've played the first hour in 2015.
Okay, give it another go then. I was gonna say I thought you had played like a significant chunk before, and if you're still not enjoying it, let it go. But if you've only played the first hour, you got to give it more time.
I played the first hour and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything going on. I'm done. But now that I'm older and I'm 10 years older and maybe wiser, doubt it. I guess we'll see.
Well, like a great writer once said, I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser.
When did you say that?
I didn't say it.
I just called you a great writer and you went right past it. Wow. See, this is why I can't be nice to you. This is why I can't do it. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel right.
Thank you. I'm
Uh,
an author, man. Wait, hold on. I have my magazine here. I'm excited about it because we just got the new edition in. Sorry, I'm gonna brag about my work life for a second.
Oh God.
Because I'm really proud of it. But this is my magazine. This is my article. I have a few. I work really hard.
She writes.
I write for a living. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't. I do math for a living.
Sounds miserable.
It's not. It's actually not fun anymore. But that's a story for another time.
Oh, all right. Should
Cool.
we talk about news?
Yeah, let's talk about news. Emily has a piece of news. I'll let her go first.
Mine's very exciting. And the fact that it's a very small little tidbit, but for me personally, it's very exciting. Nintendo filed a patent at the end of 2024. Then it's just been published and revealed now, and it is for a feature called the Animal Crossing newspaper. That basically details events happening on the island or in the future island in the second Animal Crossing New Horizons game or whatever it's going to be. I think this is a feature that's also been available on Nintendo Switch Online recently. So I think they're testing the waters with it in New Horizons, but it seems like they're going to make it a thing in the next game. So it just is a confirmation that Nintendo is actively working on content for the new Animal Crossing game. It's not all, everybody. It's out there.
There are more than just those patents, though, announced by Nintendo.
I didn't look at those because they weren't Animal Crossing.
2 other patents come out, both of them pretty much confirming rumors. One patent came out about the Joy-Cons, saying that they would be magnetic. We kind of already knew. Like, that's whatever.
We've been new.
Yeah, that's fine. But the mouse functionality has been confirmed. Like, essentially, the new patent shows mouse functionality, and that rumor has now come to fruition because of this patent that has been filed.
The only better thing that you could have said is if you told me that they filed a thing for, like, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
That news is already circling everywhere, and you already know it. We talked about it last time.
No, it's circling everywhere. I just want an official confirmation. I am so devastated we have to wait till April 2nd.
Well, here's the other thing. There is a strong speculation for a direct next week for the final Switch 1 direct next week.
They're not going to offer me anything I want.
Unless it's Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
They're not going to do that. There's no way they're going to want to sell new consoles, and they don't have a new Zelda game to bring to the new console.
We're still going to watch it, and we're still going to report on it, despite what Emily thinks.
Report on it. I'm just saying I don't know what they could possibly bring to the table. Like, they already know nobody is going to watch the direct and go out and buy the current Switch because of something they saw in the
cross saves for Disney Dreamlight Valley from PlayStation to Switch would be announced.
It has been something that Dreamlight Valley has said they're going to be doing for a really long time.
And has not done yet.
I assume they're running into problems with Sony, which is the same problem they ran into when they tried to do multiplayer. And the Dream Snaps thing with Sony either costing a lot more money or not allowing it or something, and then they finally had to shell it out for that to work. So I assume they're running into the same issue with cross saves.
Plus, I've heard that Dreamlight Valley running on the Switch is like booty cheeks. So, according to reputable sources called People I Know. So
it does not run well on the Switch. I think that is probably a reality of the fact that it's a buggy game, but I also think that's a testament to the fact that the Nintendo Switch is not super powerful. I mean, I played Animal Crossing New Horizons at launch, and my game ran pretty poorly when I decorated my island heavily. So,
thank you for calling out the earthquake. I'm trying to be better. Thank you. I have a couple more things. First and foremost, the first Game of the Year contender has already come out, apparently.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is rating very, very well. People are loving it. Like, it's so much praise.
February 6th.
Yeah, I know. I mean, think of last year. We had like people saying this is like one of the greatest games I've ever played early last year with Helldivers 2, for example.
Yeah, but that didn't make it to Game of the Year.
It didn't because it got snuffed by, a DLC.
I would also put Black Myth Wukong, which is the lowest rated game to ever be nominated.
True.
Got a lower score than Stellar Booty.
Now, Kingdom Come Deliverance did get only an 88, but that's not bad. That's still pretty decent.
Good.
That's high. It's higher than Black Myth Wukong.
It's not hard to do. Lowest rated Game of the Year contender
of all time. For those of you who don't know, and I didn't play the first one, but I know a little bit about it, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I guess the second one is essentially, think Skyrim, but you literally start with nothing and are butt-ass naked and have to figure it out, and environments actually can screw with you. So...
does not sound like a game I would enjoy playing.
Yeah, there are apparently instances where you can go to sleep in one town and then somehow the next morning wake up in a completely different place and you don't know how you got there.
Interesting.
So
the implication being that in the night somebody kidnapped you and moved you.
Yeah, I mean, if that or you somehow got drunk, you fell asleep drunk and then did some drunken things.
I guess.
Um, yeah. So that's for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. The last thing, and this is for all my PC heads out there, if you're looking to get a RTX 5000 series card from Nvidia, no, you're not. They are sold out everywhere. What a shock. Scalpers are going crazy. But also, some people, some brave souls on eBay know that bots are buying these up on eBay. So they're putting them at MSRP on eBay, but they're saying, if you're a human, do not buy this in the description, saying, because they know the bots are going to buy them because they just look at the beginning of this description and say this is legit, and they are just getting shipped a piece of paper printed with the thing on it. And they can't do anything because it was in the description, and they paid for what was in the description.
I love when we ruin the lives of bots and the people who own them.
Yep.
It makes me happy.
Get got. That's you paid $2,000 for a piece of paper with a picture on it.
Earned it. You deserved that piece of paper.
Honestly,
it's like an Uno reverse on Temu. Have you seen when people are like, I ordered this like tool set?
Yeah.
And it was actually just the photo of the tool set.
Yeah, I saw that. I want to do it.
Someone who was like, I ordered this giant bow for my front door. It actually was a shower curtain of the front door with the bow on it.
I think when the Switch 2 launches, I might want to do it. You know how much money I can make?
It's like a photo of the Switch 2. I would actually end the podcast because you would have entered a territory that I can't approve of.
Of terrorizing scalpers?
Oh, but I thought you just meant like selling it in general.
No. I'm saying like for the bots to pick up, because it will have the description like humans don't buy this, yada yada yada. Like read description.
I can approve of that.
Yeah. You know how much money I can. You know we could get our own podcast studio with the amount of money that I can make doing this scam.
Scamming bots.
Yeah, exactly. And what eBay can't refund the money. I gave them what they asked for.
Good.
Yep. That's that. Cool. That's it for news. That's all the main things. I'm gonna get that scam ready for the next time.
I actually remembered something I wanted to talk about.
Oh God.
It's not news related.
Oh God.
It's a mini review of Poppy Playtime Chapter 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no skin in this race, so bless you.
I talk about it for long. I just want to briefly talk about it because, as you all know, I really like horror games. And Poppy, I think, is kind of the horror game at the moment, or of the last few years. And it's something I've been talking with Blake's wife, Allison, about a lot, because she's also very into Poppy. And it was a very fun couple days of me and Allison texting and being like, it's coming, here it is. And she was a little ahead of me, but talking about our theories and what's going on. So I just want to give you all a quick update that Chapter 4 of Poppy Playtime is out. I think the last chapter came out about a year ago, so they're moving pretty quickly with these. Well, actually, that doesn't sound pretty quickly to say it took a year to make a chapter, but I think there was like a 2-year gap between the last chapter. So
the first one came out, what, 2020? It was during COVID?
That sounds about right. Because it's been 4 chapters now, and I think there was about a year to 2 years in between every chapter.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad. And
there's definitely at least 1 chapter left. So there is going to be more content. I will say, for anybody who's looking to delve into the Poppy world, or who maybe hasn't gotten their hands on Chapter 4 yet, or is wondering if Chapter 4 is worth it, I will say it is the longest chapter by far. The person I watched, it took them 4 hours, which in comparison, the first chapter takes about 30 minutes. The second chapter, I think, takes about 2 hours. This one was a 4-hour chapter, which is pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
But will say, and I feel like the developers have gotten, and I was telling Allison this as well, a little precious with their characters in a way I don't really care for. Like in Chapter 2 and in Chapter 1, you see the characters pretty much right out of the gate, and you interact with them throughout the chapter. I think it took over an hour for you to see any kind of character or monster in this chapter. And they only gave you little pieces of them here and there. So I think they've gotten maybe a tad precious about it. Which isn't as enjoyable. They've started leaning more into puzzles, and not like interesting puzzles, but more like platformy puzzles. And
I like those.
Yeah, but it's a horror game, you know? It's like a survival horror game.
You gotta jump to survive.
it's I don't know. We're leading further and further away from the kind of stuff I like in horror and leading more into that wild factor. Like the first chapter takes place in this abandoned factory. And you're actually going through the toy factory, which I think is a very eerie setting. And by the latest chapter, you are in like an underground prison. Like, which, how does that make sense with the toy factory? I mean, they make it make sense for the story, but also it's kind of like, all right, sure, I guess, whatever you tell me. I don't know. I would equate it to the feeling of starting Resident Evil 7 and you've got like a knife and you're in a house, and by the end of Resident Evil 7 you have like a grenade launcher and bombs and you're going through caves. It's a very large, what's the word I want, gap in story and ability. I don't know. I feel like every horror game kind of descends to that eventual point where you're like, we have lost the plot. We are so far beyond where we started.
FNAF.
Yeah, that was hard for me to judge because I haven't played all of them, but I will also say those are all different games, although they all kind of fall into the same lore. This is, like, really weird for it to happen in the span of, like, in terms of gameplay, like, under 10 hours. It's like the length of a Resident Evil game, I guess.
Yeah, of most horror games. Horror games are generally short.
Yes. They've also been adding a lot of new... I mean, they've been updating the UI and the way you interact with the game each chapter release, which is interesting. This one, they added a lot of notes. So I think that kind of leaned into the making it less scary for me. I don't really like when games rely on notes to tell you the story or to convey information to you. I like when they show you that information through interacting with it. I feel like it kind of just gets boring when you rely on like 20 notes in like an hour-long span to tell the player what you want them to know. And so just a combination of all those things, it's still really good. So if you haven't gotten to Poppy yet, I still really recommend it. It's really interesting. It's really good as far as mascot horror goes. The lore is really good. The characters are really interesting. It's a really well-made game. The animation style in it is really cool, seeing what the monsters can do and what they're capable of. And their character designs are just so interesting. But latest chapter, not my favorite. I think, on the other hand, it was Allison's favorite of the chapters, so... I would love to get Allison on here one day, and she and I talk about Poppy Playtime.
Yeah, I'll just go take a break. I'll just go do
maybe
something else.
when the last chapter comes out, she and I can do like an in-depth, deep lore dive about it.
Yeah, I'll just go away and do something else.
We can do something else. Just bring Allison. We'll talk about Poppy Playtime for a long period of time. We'll have a great Anyway, I did play that one personally, so I can't tell you, but I just want to talk about it because I'm a huge fan of the game. Y'all know I love horror games, and Allison and I have been talking about it recently, so I feel like I would be remiss not to mention this great new chapter on a podcast, although it wasn't my personal. You go watch it, play it, and decide for yourself.
I have officially found my Dreamlight Valley. That just reminded me. I have found my Dreamlight Valley.
Is it Dave the Diver?
No.
Wait, what were you playing yesterday?
Oh no, that's Dredge. I'm playing Dredge and Cheese. I do enjoy Dredge. I'm talking about a game that I can play for hours and hours and hours and be okay.
What game?
And what have I been playing all year?
Oh, Balatro?
It is nonstop. It is a problem.
You know, I support you, and I support this, and I love this for you, but also, don't compare it to Dreamlight Valley until you're 1,600 hours in, and then we can talk about this being your Dreamlight Valley. I'm
going to tell you right now where I'm at. And it's been about a month. Wait. Oh, I thought I got an email saying that our stream ended. I'm like, no, it didn't. We're live, baby. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm at 66 hours.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Also, the Dreamlight Valley effect is not just about the amount of time you put in the game. It's about still being obsessed with the game 3 years after you start playing it.
Yeah, I will have that problem with Balatro because big number getting bigger make brain go woo.
I want to like put a pin in this. I want to come back in like 2027, and we'll see.
Someone clip it.
Somebody make like we need to make an alert that's like February 6th, 2027. Is Blake still playing Balatro? How many hours does he have in it? Is it officially his Dreamlight Valley?
Does he have the platinum trophy? I need to finish.
I'm so over here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I need to finish Final Fantasy 16 and The Witcher with Allison, but then I'm like, but Balatro. I did finish one game off my game list though. I'd finished Journey and in the Journey collection, which is Journey and Flower. So those are done.
Hey, good
They're
for
very
you.
granted they're short. They're 2-hour game and a 1-hour game. So
I have played about 10 minutes of one of my games.
okay, that's
But-
worse.
No, okay, hold on, everybody. On the other hand, I've read 12 books so far this year.
I've read 0. So there we go.
My goal for the year was 52, which means I was supposed to have read 4 or 5 by the end of January, and I'm double that. So I'm killing it this year. Thank you.
So
That's all I have to say.
take a break and go back to 13 Sentinels or Persona 3. You take your pick.
I know. I'll probably go back to Persona 3. Or, I don't know. The 13 Sentinels is tempting just because it's shorter, and I know then by the next time I saw you, I could return it to you.
It is significantly shorter. It is much
I
shorter.
just,
game.
I'm more drawn to Persona 3 because I like Persona more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's because you know that it's going to be a good game because of the lore and everything. And this one, it is an Atlas game. It is all there's a story there. There is a lot. This one has a lot of mystery to it and a lot of like trying to figure out what's actually going on.
I like it. It's the committing to the 100+ hour game that like really builds the block for me. Sometimes.
Oh, I mean, for Persona, yes. I'm talking about for 13 Sentinels.
Oh yeah. I need to get into.
That's what I'm saying. It's easier for you to get into Persona 3 than that one because you know it's going to be, you understand the Persona lore and yada yada.
So we'll see. I have to go on. I also want to still beat Ghost of Tsushima before Ghost of Yotei.
We have time. You have time.
We don't know where. We don't know. They could and tell me tomorrow that it's coming in a month.
I think there's a state of play rumored.
So I'm just saying it could be here in April.
Uh,
And then what?
Oh yeah, there's a rumor for a state of play next week as well.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. It could be here any day now.
Yeah, our next week topic might completely change to a Switch Direct and a state of play
Well, we can talk about that.
conversation. Huh?
If there is a direct and if there is a state of play.
Yeah. I mean, every time the rumors weirdly have been very, very good about pinpointing things lately. At least in times of like direct when things are coming, yada yada yada. Okay, now we gotta get to main topic because we do have a main topic today. This one's introduced by Emily herself because she's the brains of the operation.
I actually can't take credit for this one. This one was brought to me by my great friend Tia. who
Hi, Tia.
recently Came across this issue. This is something I've seen before in games, but my friend was talking to me about this and asking me my opinion because she was really, I think it was whatever the latest Civ game is that was coming out.
Civ 7.
Yes, thank you. I wasn't sure the number. Where she was tempted to buy the game early, to pay to get it early, but she was also wondering, has this been a thing for a while? Is this new? Is it worth it? Is this just a scam? Like, what's the point of it? So I thought it would be a good topic for us to talk about because I hadn't given it much thought, quite honestly, and I hadn't talked to Blake about it. So
I have given it some thought. I haven't given it as much thought as a lot of people have, but I've given it some thought. And I think the thing that made me give it thought is one of the examples I'll bring up later, because there is an example of where it truly was just flat out you can either call it a scam or a way to shoo the worst marketing campaign of all time. Actually, let's say that. We'll talk about it in a bit. So yeah, I think it's been for the past 5 years, probably since COVID. There's been a string of releases that if you buy the digital version and you pay an extra $30, it's not an insignificant amount of money. It never is. It's never like pay $5 extra. It's pay $100 versus $70. You can play the game 3 days before everybody else. That's the whole.
Sorry, is that what you're talking about, the extra $30 though? I've seen that sometimes included in like the ultimate or the gold edition or whatever of the game where you also get other things along with the 3-day
They do try to throw other incentives in there, yes. Like, okay, you'll get these cosmetics and this much in-game currency and yada, yada, yada. Which, once again, my example later will touch on that. So they do try to like sweeten the deal. But, I mean, once again, they're cosmetics. From all the ones I've seen, the juice has never been worth the squeeze. And I've really had to sit and think, like, is there any instance, the thing that made me more curious is there any instance where I'm going to actually be like, yeah, I want this early?
So that was something that my friend and I were originally talking about was, for you and I, it could be a good incentive because then we could have more time to play the game before the public gets a hold of it or the most people get a hold of it, so we can get more content to review off of, right? Or for reviewers who aren't an official reviewer who can't get an early copy of the game for free. But I've also seen it tied a lot of the time, like for example, Star Wars Outlaws. I was tempted for that one for the sake of review to get it 3 days early and start playing it. But you couldn't just get it early by buying the special edition or whatever. You actually had to be a member of like the highest level of like Ubisoft Plus or whatever their like subscription system is. I'm not sure if it's called Plus. It's something like that.
Yeah, is it Ubisoft One? I'm looking.
Is it not Plus? I think it's Plus.
It is Ubisoft Plus. You are correct.
Yeah. So and I don't even think it was like the basic tier. So, because I was looking, I was like, well, maybe I'll do the trial or whatever. But I think you have to be like a higher tier or something like that. And in the end, I was like, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. I'll wait the 3 days. So I think at its basis level, I think we're all in agreement. I'm looking at chat now.
Yeah.
G saying he was ranting about it. Kinger says it's a money grab because they know hardcore fans are going to go for it. Early access, nothing is ever really polished enough to justify. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Is the game is going to have bugs on release day, let alone 3 days early. Do you
Without
really
that day one patch that's supposed to drop.
Yeah. Do you really want to be that person who's paying extra money to essentially be like a beta tester almost and like go through all of those? So I think we're all kind of in agreement that it's a scam, or at least it's just like a very cheap money grab. But like, do we think we're going to keep seeing this? And how is it going to work? Is it going to be subscribed? Like, is it going to be tied to subscription models? Like, is Nintendo, what if tomorrow Nintendo was like, hey, if you have Nintendo Online with the expansion pack, you get to play Animal Crossing New Horizons 2 3 days early.
New Horizons 2, is that where we're going? Is that where we're going?
It is. From what I understand about the next Animal Crossing game, or from the rumors, it's supposed to be like a city with like a bus system and like places to go and more things to do, because I think that was the main complaint of New Horizons. But I have nothing to...
They're just gonna Nintendo's just gonna start slapping 2 on everything. It's gonna be Super Mario Odyssey 2, New Horizons 2, Pikmin 4 2. I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair, they didn't do it with Breath of the Wild. They did give that a different name, but we called it Breath of the Wild 2 for like 5-6 years.
I make the joke of Pikmin 4 2, but the problem with that joke is that Final Fantasy's been doing it for years, because we have Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, Final Fantasy Lightning Returns.
It's like if Assassin's Creed hadn't been like Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations. They're like Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 2-2, Assassin's Creed 2-2.
No, it's Assassin's Creed 2-2-2. I'm sorry.
That's so fun. But like, I feel, or like, I don't know if other developers really have subscription models. I could see like also Xbox Game Pass being like, if you're a member of Game Pass or you have the special edition or whatever, or like maybe a PlayStation Plus subscription, you can get these things 3 days early.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up on chat now. There hasn't been any AAA games that had any server issues on date. We already read that. Unfortunately, I don't see why they wouldn't, especially when they're coding online requirements in games, like Pokemon box limitations as an example, which is true. Exclusive 2-2 skin for Assassin's Creed 2-2.
Wait. I wanna like break this one down. Assassin's Creed 4-5. What would that even be? So Assassin's Creed Black Flag is 4. So the sequel to Black Flag, I think, is Unity?
Yeah.
And then F5 after Unity is... I don't even know if we get that many. It's Unity and then Syndicate,
Odyssey,
then
Origins,
Odyssey, then Valhalla.
Shadows.
The DLC for Valhalla? Is that where we're at?
5 is the DLC. Oh, jeez.
That's like such a weird naming convention. I don't want to get into it, but can you think of any benefit to this kind of system. Like, let's say, okay, because right now we've used the price point of like $30 extra, right? With like the gold edition, right? Let's say the gold edition was originally going to be $95 and now it's $100. Like, what is the price point that they can charge these 3 extra days for that makes it worth it, right? Because we're saying, oh, it's a $30 price tag, but really it's included in the gold edition that was already probably going to be at least $20 more.
Yeah. Is so, 3 extra days worth $10 though?
Right, but is it the $10, right? Or are people not buying gold deluxe editions because they have no interest in cosmetics and they're adding this to sweeten the pot? Like, maybe the deluxe edition or whatever was already going to be $100, but they knew nobody was going to buy it, so they added in this like 3-day early thing. So really, it's possible that the consumer for that specific product actually isn't paying anything for those 3 days early. They're just more tempted to get the gold edition.
It doesn't even sweeten the pot. At least in my eyes, it doesn't sweeten the pot for me. Like, maybe when I was a child, like maybe when I was in high school or middle school, when I could not wait and I wanted that thing now. But now, like, oh, it's 3 days? Okay. If it was like a more significant amount of time, maybe it would sweeten the pot a little bit more. So 2 weeks.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey 2 is announced. And Nintendo offers for $10, you can have it 3 to 5 days early, depending on how. Would you do it?
No, because there's another caveat for me. I'm a bad a bad example for this, and I will give you one reason. And yeah, I don't even have to say it. Just look behind me.
You have a lot of games to get through already.
No.
Okay.
Physical.
Sure. That's true. Because you can't get it. Okay. I'm trying to think. I guess there's not really a way around that.
Well, actually, this brings up a good point, because in the past, and shout out to my boy who no longer works at the local game store I used to go to, when specific games, they weren't Nintendo games would never get to their store until release day itself, because they knew this was happening. But other games, like Assassin's Creed 2 or BioShock, whatever it may be, would get to their store. I would pre-order it, and because I was friends with the guy, I would pre-order like 3 days, 4 days early, and they're like, we already have it, just take it. And I would just have it. Yeah, like, and in those cases, I didn't have to pay extra money or anything. Now, they really can't get away with that anymore. Like, there are checks and balances and audits and yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, is like, I didn't have to pay extra money for that.
Okay, consider this possibility, right?
Yeah.
You've pre-ordered it somewhere, and when you go to pre-order it, they say, great, you've pre-ordered this game. When they ask you, like, would you like to put, like, what's the word? Not insurance. You, like, pay extra money in case something happens to your game.
Yeah, insurance. They call it insurance.
Well, they call it something else. Like, no, protection or whatever.
Yeah, they call it protection. It's insurance.
Right. They're like, and would you like to tack on an extra $5 to $10 and you can have this game 3 days early? Come to the store. We'll have a list of everybody, show your ID, proof that you paid the $10, and you can walk away with your game 5 days early.
No.
Even for like Mario, like, is there any game in the world that you would do that for?
Kingdom
I can
Hearts
tell
4.
you, there's probably games I would do that for.
Kingdom Hearts 4.
Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah, that would be one.
Kingdom Hearts 4. There's a handful, but like, I love games as much as the next guy, and I get really excited when things release. Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door, I was excited for the re-release. And all the Mario Odyssey 2, I'll be excited when that releases. But other than Kingdom Hearts, which is my true love, I really don't think I can wait the few extra days, because most likely, and maybe this is just because I'm an old man and I'm a married man, that I know even if I get it early, I'm not going to be able to play it that moment. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out last year, and I got to play it for an hour on the first day it came out. An hour. So I don't have the time as much as I would like. And yeah, it's one of those things. If I don't have the time, then what's the point? I just have it early on my shelf.
There's also something to what G is saying in chat. It's for people who are playing MMO games or things like that, it's really easy if you get the game early to get a head start on a lot of other people. Or like even in a situation, because I was thinking in my head, what game would I pay to have early? And my first thought was a new Animal Crossing game, right? Like if they announced a new Animal Crossing game, well, yeah, I want that as soon as I possibly can. And then I realized, no, because a huge part of the fun of New Horizons for me was me and my friends all starting at the exact same time and having the same stuff and like going through the same experiences of like, hey, did you find the ladder yet? Did you find this yet? Did you work this out? And if I start that because it's on such a like a time, like a progression system, you know, the idea of them starting and all being like, oh, how do this? Like, are you doing this? Are you doing this? And I'm like 3 days ahead. Like, actually, I already have resident services. It doesn't sound fun.
No, it doesn't. It's especially. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it would have to be like a single player game that had no like online component to it that I was just really excited to play.
See, like even I think about this, and I can go to the Kingdom Hearts conversation here. So Kingdom Hearts 4 releases, we both decide to get it a week early. Okay, we both decided to get it a week early. But oh no, Emily has a work trip and has to go to Baltimore, Maryland for a week and can't play it.
Okay.
Huh?
I said wild. Okay, keep going.
I can play it. Yeah. But the whole point of us getting it early together, like you said, was to discuss it. And at that point, the luster is gone. And I'm like, well, I'm going to play it, but now who am I going to talk about it with? My wife? No, she doesn't give a damn about Kingdom Hearts.
You're also, yeah, like you said, you're putting yourself in a position where you're getting access to a game that nobody else has access to. And you're just going to have to keep, it's going to be like all those extra days of not being able to talk to anybody about it or being able to spoil it for people because, I mean, unless nobody in your sphere is actually interested in the game, in which case you could talk to them. But, you know, if I got Kingdom Hearts 4 a week ahead of you, obviously I'm not going to be like, hey, Blake, guess what? Sephiroth is back. And he's actually now the main antagonist of Kingdom Hearts.
Please don't put that evil on me.
They actually like foreshadowed it in Kingdom Hearts 1 by having it be a secret boss fight, but like there was a secret note that you could get that revealed that this was going to happen. Did you know?
Oh god.
So it's just like more time you have to be silent about the thing that you're enjoying.
It's miserable. It is miserable. And just on top of that, if it's offered to everybody, then at the same time I'm not the only person getting it early. That exclusivity is not really there anymore. When I got it from the local game store, I felt special because they knew me and I was friends with them. And, you know, those are my boys. Oh, cool, I got this thing early. That's awesome. But now it's just like everyone has access to it. I'm not going to pay the extra $10. Corporations.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to continue being a thing because I think, unfortunately, there are going to be people who are going to buy it. There are going to be people who do that. It's kind of like their earlier, or not, I guess not earlier this year, at the end of last year, Dreamlight Valley released a Moonstone set. So Moonstone is like their premium currency that you can pay for, or you can earn it through Dream Snaps. And
for my Gen Zers out there, it is V-Bucks in Dreamlight Valley.
You can obviously pay real money for it or you can earn it. And they came out with this bundle of like a shit ton of Moonstones. But they added, because people weren't buying Moonstones, to this bundle that they've never done this before. They added like this witch's outfit that was like really cute. And everybody immediately on like the forums and everything was like, don't buy it, guys. Like, don't do it. Do not like allow Dreamlight Valley to think that it's okay to put like exclusive furniture or clothing items in these like mega expensive bundles. And instantly, there were just so many people who were wearing that outfit who were like, yeah, I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. And so, unfortunately, that's probably going to be the case with a lot of these things because what did that like witch's costume cost them to make? Like $2?
Yeah.
In terms of like time and effort. So even if one person buys a bundle, they're still making money off of what they invested in it. So it's kind of that situation where you release this game 3 days early and you're like, oh, you know, everybody don't buy it. Like, we don't want them to think that this is okay to do. But there are going to be those people who have that money and who feel like it's worth the investment.
There's no stopping it. And that's the unfortunate thing. It's... And I know it's semi-unrelated, but it's the same thing with like the Pokemon games thing where the games have just been a buggy mess and we all know they're going to be, but people will still buy them on release and they will not learn their lesson because of it. Like there's just no stopping it. So
it is very frustrating as a consumer to feel like you are putting up with more and more and more and not to feel like there's no recourse for it, right? To feel like there's nothing you can do to stop game companies from raising prices or from firing hundreds of people in their company or from saying, hey, for this much money, we'll give you the game early, to like basically just try to keep money grabbing out of it. And there's no real recourse for that. Or this isn't even an example of a video game, so apologies for kind of being off base a little, but if you've ever had Amazon Prime, if you had Prime. If you actually had Amazon Prime and you watched Prime Video, you got access to lots of titles and there were no ads. And then Amazon recently added ads to everything. And now you have to pay more money to not have ads, which you didn't have before. So now you have to pay more money to go back to the baseline thing that you had to start.
It's all called corporate greed, but we're not getting into that.
It's all one and the same. But like, I think Disney, I think G, you're right. I think Disney's doing it too. Netflix, I think Netflix had it right where Netflix did add ads, but they added it at like $5 a month or like $7 a month. You could get like this ad plan.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay more for something I already had.
They just made it cheaper.
Yeah. Or like, I was talking with your wife about this actually the other night because we were watching Poppy Chapter 4 and we were like texting about it while we were watching. And I was like, these stupid ads that are like 2 minutes long and come up every few seconds on YouTube. And she's like, yeah, I really want to like get YouTube Premium or whatever it is. And I was like, I don't want to give them the money and the satisfaction.
My brother bought YouTube Premium and said it's a game changer. But at the same time, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give them my $10.
I've lived so long with it and I have so many subscriptions already. And it's like, if I can have access to the content, fine. But it infuriates me some days, especially when I'm watching a 4-hour video where I was like,
I've gone down in subscription. I think we have one. We have one subscription. Two if you count Dropout. But I don't know if you can count. Yeah, you count Dropout. I have 2.
Just like things you watch or subscriptions in total? Because I know you don't have 2 subscriptions in total.
Like for video stuff.
Okay. I only have Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah. I only have Dropout, which is well worth the $7 a month. It is fantastic if you need a good laugh. And then we have YouTube TV, which we're about to cancel, which we'll probably replace back with Paramount Plus, which we had before.
I was going to say, because I know you have more than that. I know you guys have Nintendo Online.
Which we had canceled for over a year and a half. And then we got back because someone wanted to play Mario Kart. Yeah, what?
Austin has Kindle Unlimited.
Yes, she does have Kindle Unlimited. We also... She technically has Audible, but we didn't... That was her birthday gift last year, was a year of Audible. So we don't pay for that subscription.
I have Hulu and Netflix, and then I also have Everand, which is like a book subscription system, which I think get my money's worth out of. Is that it? That can't be it.
Don't forget any Twitch subscriptions you have.
Oh, I have a couple Twitch subscriptions. You're right, and
Yep.
I do have Nintendo Online.
Or you could be like G here and be a pirate.
What the story is, with all the subscriptions I have in my life, I am not going to go out and pay however much to get Ubisoft Plus so that I can play Assassin's Creed Shadows 5 days. Okay, actually, is this a thing? Because Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out soon, right? Are they offering, like...
I'm being yelled at.
Are they, like... Okay, hold on.
I'm waiting.
This might have been a thing.
What was that noise?
Okay, so they actually were going to have this. The collector's edition was going to include early access to the game. But when they delayed it, they
refunded money, didn't they?
Hold on. The company reiterated it would not be moving forward with its plans of implementing season passes either. Consequently, the price of Assassin's Creed Shadow Collector's Edition will be dropping from $280 to $230. So essentially, the price of the season pass and the early access amounted to $50.
Jeez. No. I don't want to pay $70.
They were going to have it where if you bought the collector's edition for $200 some, you could get the game a certain amount of time early.
Yeah, no. It's going to be a no from me. I was gonna say something and now it's gone. What were we talking about right before that? What did we mention right before that? That I.
We
Oh
talked
yeah,
about
we're done.
subscriptions.
Yeah, the Twitch subscriptions and the YouTube subscriptions. My goodness, what was I gonna say? It's gone.
I don't know. Do you have another subscription you wanted to mention?
No, not that I can think
Or
of.
I was like, I said that there's no way on earth for how much I'm already paying for things that I'm gonna go out and pay for freaking Ubisoft Plus.
Times used to be so simple, dude. So much simpler. Actually, technically, if you count my medications, that's technically a monthly subscription. I mean, let's be real. Now, granted,
We're like we are like one comment away from me going off about how streaming systems and like streaming services need to be disrupted. That industry needs a disruption so terribly.
I actually am okay with one, even though I'm not a fan of the company. But I know it's going to go the direction of the other companies like Netflix and that. Game Pass actually is a decent value for what you get because games are expensive. You got to like note that games are expensive. However, this is the same thing Netflix did. It will be the same thing. Yeah, Netflix, Hulu, and all that did, where they disrupted that industry, and then they became the problem. And I have a feeling it's going to happen with that. But we're not on that topic. Because going back to the early thing, there was one instance that I don't know if you remember. It was last year. It was either last year or the year before. Do you remember?
Hold on, I took a note. You told me to take note, and so I did. Games are expensive.
Yeah, games are expensive. It's true. Tell me I'm wrong.
Write it down. Don't worry, everybody.
Put that on. Please, like tape that on your wall somewhere or something. I'll sign it when I come visit.
I don't even know. I'm gonna put this on my closet, but I don't feel like going over there for it. So
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
At some point, it will be out there.
The one thing that happened, it was I don't remember when the game released. Actually, I can tell you right now. I have the internet at my fingertips. So when did this release? 2024, January 2024. What I call the greatest marketing disaster of all time. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League came out early last year. And it already wasn't on the best swing of things. Like, it was a live service game. It was a live service game with a single player campaign, but you could play with your friends, yada, yada, yada. And they did the early access thing. And the early access was so bad and so boring and so buggy that nobody wanted to buy it after people had mentioned it. Like, it was a disaster.
You're right. You got to be confident in your game in order to do that, because you're right. If a couple people get their hands on it at early access and they tell everybody else, no, I played this and it's shit.
Mm-hmm. Word of mouth.
By the time real release comes out, nobody's going to buy it.
Word of mouth is the most popular form of marketing.
It is.
And that's the prime example. I mean, the game floundered, and the people who did buy it after this confirmed, like, no, this game sucks. And I think the early access was the final nail in the coffin. Their early release date was their final nail in the coffin of, this whole thing.
A not great game.
Huh?
Of a not great game.
Yeah. Now, granted, it was going to happen regardless of the game releasing early or not. It just ended up happening 3 days earlier than they probably wanted it to.
And it saved a lot of people their money.
Yeah. I think they gave money back. Didn't they refund money?
I don't know. I thought that was Concord.
Concord did. A lot of refunds happened, I remember, because I think servers kept crashing or being down. But I could be making that up. That could be something else.
I actually did not pay much attention to Kill the Justice League when
I downloaded the free version through PS Plus. Thanks, PS Plus. I got it for free because of you. Will I probably play it? Probably not. Huh?
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm probably never gonna play it. Oh man, yeah, I'm probably never gonna touch it.
So bad. Sorry, if you can hear Bean.
I can't hear Bean.
Oh, he's at the door, banging on the door.
I have been watching two other cats. My brother's cats, specifically Rose, Rose reminds me a lot of Bean minus the noise, because Rose just always wants pets. But Rose is a little Miss Priss. She'll jump on, huh?
I just like that. Miss Priss.
Miss Priss. She'll jump on the kitchen counter, wanting to be pet, but at the same time, you have to drip the faucet. So when she's done getting pets from you, she can walk up to the faucet, put her little paw under it, lick her paw, and continually doing that. While at the same time, her head's under that faucet while she's doing it, while she's licking her paw. So she's getting her head wet and then moving back to put her paw back. Yeah.
What makes her happy, man?
But that's the way she likes her water. Like, is that specific way?
Yeah, so I guess to wrap this topic up, I guess I would just say, don't do it, friends.
Yeah, it's pointless. It's a cash grab. I mean, I wouldn't call it a scam. I think scam's the wrong word because you are getting what you paid for. It's more just a bad money practice.
Yeah, and I think the sad reality is that until the majority of people stop giving into this shit, it's gonna keep happening, right? Like until the majority of people cancel their Amazon Prime subscriptions because they're being charged ads that weren't there before, companies are just gonna keep doing this.
Hi, Voldy.
So just stay strong, friends. Don't give into this. It's not worth the money, especially as we've said before. Every single game is buggy upon release. Like, do you even want to get a game day one at this point? Or do you want to wait for the patches?
Granted, you're going to do what you're going to do, and we can't tell you what to do. We've already proven that in other instances, like the Dreamlight Valley Witch costume and all that. But, I mean, just please.
I bought that a lot.
Did you buy it?
I did not.
Okay.
Listen, I love Dreamlight Valley. And I put a lot of time and heart into Dreamlight Valley. But I avoid, unless it's like a DLC, which I do spend money on, I avoid spending money on Dreamlight Valley. And quite honestly, I will say, in terms of like cash grab, Dreamlight Valley does have a premium currency that you can do microtransactions with. But that premium, like one item, okay, so their premium shop has like 4 items in it a week, right?
Yeah.
I would say one item costs anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 moonstones, right?
Yeah.
By doing the in-game thing, you can earn up to 4,000 a week. So I consistently earn this premium currency and buy items from the premium shop. I buy bundles with it, and I do not spend a time on the game. And I absolutely do not pay the $50 or whatever it was to get the little witch's outfit. I was like, oh man, that's a really cute outfit. I wish I had it. Yes. Did I even consider buying it? No.
Well, no witch's outfit for Emily.
No, I'm sorry. It was really cute, but if I'm going to pay $50, it's going to be for a DLC. It is not going to be for one outfit.
I don't know if I'd pay $50 for a DLC. Unless it's, and I'm not a Elden Ring fan, but if it's the size of Shadow of the Erdtree, that's where I can justify it.
Like, I think I said $50. Dreamlight Valley's DLCs are not $50; they are $30. But
yeah,
like I think the moonstones in the outfit cost was like 40 or 50 or something like that.
That's not awful, I guess. I mean, no, it's bad. It's bad.
I mean, like,
yeah,
I
that's
guess
bad.
Do like the math.
I was talking about the DLC when I said it wasn't bad, and then I realized my timing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, the DLC, $30 for the DLC is not bad at all, considering that with the DLCs, you get a map that's the same size as the base game. Mm-hmm. Basically, you get a whole new base game size map. And then you also get characters, you get a whole new storyline, you get hundreds of items, cosmetics, decorate. I mean, like, the game is decorating, right? So you get hundreds of new tools to decorate. I mean, like, and you get a new... what I want, like the magical tools, like you have the fishing rod and like whatever.
Tools. Sorry.
Yes. That's a good way to phrase it. You get a new one of those, like the first one you got the hourglass that allows you to like move time around, and then this one you got the net. So I mean, I think for what you get, if you're a fan of Dreamlight Valley, I think $30 is worth the price for everything that you get in the game.
You know what I'm a fan of?
What?
Balatro. And I don't have to pay extra money. I paid my flight. Actually, speaking of your friend Tia, shouts out Tia for that Christmas gift that I was able to use to buy Balatro. I am an addict.
I hope she watches this episode. I hope she knows how many times she got shouted out. Oh shit, I have to text her back.
I mean, you probably should. You also have to check. I don't know if you did. The last time I heard you didn't, and it's been over a week, so maybe you did. You also have to check back one of my friends in a group chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't text back yet because I had to decide if that was going to be something I can do. And I don't know that it realistically is.
Emily hates me. That's all we'll say. I'm not going to get into details about it, but Emily hates me. It's fine. Whatever. Cool. Fine.
Bad reality. You shouldn't have been so mean to me at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, Emily sucks, guys. Emily's the worst.
I do my best.
She actually does. She has checked on me almost every day for the past week. It was very, very sweet of her, and I appreciate her.
You know, I was just always ready to help in a way that could not actually be physically with you.
It's fine.
If you want to, like, let's play Fall Guys. We haven't touched it in 2 years, but I'd really like to play it right now. I'd be like, all right.
Emily, we go through our stint of Fall Guys. You know that. Like, we just randomly text each other, I want to play some Fall Guys.
When was the last time we played Fall Guys? Maybe we should play
It was
Fall
like
Guys.
late last year. It was like August, September.
End this stupid podcast and go play Fall Guys.
I have to go get my wife ice cream. I promised her ice cream tonight. Because I
Right.
wasn't able to get the rest of the week.
And then Fall Guys. No,
What are you waiting on, G? Oh, but before we go, for next week, as it stands, podcast will be moving to Friday for Emily to play and review Date Anything.
Okay, this does not stand. It's not Friday.
What day is it?
It will probably be Thursday again. I will say, just the date might move. My best friend is coming in from Korea this week.
Oh, okay.
So
Got
we
it.
have a lot of stuff going on next week with our friend group with her while she's in town. So it will probably still be Thursday, but that might be a little tentative. Blake is up for that.
If it's Thursday, I mean, yes. I mean, regardless. However, that can change. That whole spiel can change. If there is a state of play release, or
Right.
if there's a state of play and there's a Switch and there's a Nintendo Direct, I'm sorry, it takes precedence, and I think you know that.
That's true. But at some point, we are going to be playing and reviewing Date Anything, which, if you're not aware of what that is, it is a game where you can literally date everything in your house. I think there's like 200 options or something of things that you can date.
I'm kind of considering it.
So we're going to be playing and reviewing that. Blake and I also next month are going to be playing and reviewing Split Fiction.
I'm excited.
Which is made by the same people who made It Takes Two. That's a co-op game that we're going to be playing together. We've got reviews on Assassin's Creed Shadows coming next month. Tales of the Shire. We've got discussions about Kingdom Hearts coming up. So we're gonna be talking. And if you have any ideas for things that you want to see us talk about, any games you want to see us review, or any topics in the industry we haven't covered, let us know. You know, I work real hard to keep the topic list full, but sometimes my brain doesn't have it. My voice not very full.
Hey,
So-
Em.
Yeah.
I'm about to break your heart.
What?
Date Everything's planned release is June 2025.
It told me what? I literally just looked at it like last week, and it said like February 12th or something.
I'm looking at it on Steam right now as we speak. Date Everything, planned release, June 2025. For PC. Wait, you said not for PC. I'm looking on Steam. I'm looking on Steam. It seems as planned release.
February 14th, 2025. It has been pushed from February 14th to 8 days ago. February 14th to June 2025.
Oh, so it was just pushed.
It was just pushed back.
Oh, well, there we go. That's why. I still
Never
had to
mind,
burst your
guys.
bubble.
Never mind, guys. We will not be doing Date Everything. I mean, we will be at some point, just not in the next
Not
month.
as intended. So yeah, it was moved 8 days ago. The video on Steam itself, even there, the video is there. I mean, Steam itself says it doesn't release till June 2025.
Yeah,
So
everything else now is saying June. All right, well, that's a bit of a bummer, but
yeah, that's fine. We have potential other things, and if there is no, announcements that we're expecting, then guess what? We're gonna talk about where the fuck is Kingdom Hearts.
we're gonna talk about the big KH.
Oh God, again? I'm ready.
Sora, where is he?
Gorge.
What is he doing?
I before we go, I sent this video to Emily and I showed it to a whole bunch of people. One of my favorite YouTubers, his name is Eddie Burbeck, and he did a video. He's done a bunch of goofy videos, like he went to every single Rainforest Cafe and every single Margaritaville in the country. So he did one recently where he actually went to Olive Garden and then he went to Italy and compared the food all around. It's very funny. But there's one clip in there where he's talking about how he goes on a run and he just says, and disaster struck. The screen goes black, and you hear Goofy go, somebody come quick! And I lost it. Because anytime I hear a Kingdom Hearts reference, I am like, there it is.
Nothing beats a Kingdom Hearts reference out in the wild.
Yeah.
It's always so, like, disorienting and funny of, like, oh, I forget other people know about this game. This wasn't a thing this wasn't a fever dream I had in a basement once. It was, like,
this is a
real
thing I
out in the world that, like, other
experienced.
people are interacting with.
You can find me at twitch.tv/The Blake Show. I'm starting Bloodborne next week, and I'm also playing Dredge with our friend Juicebox of Apple. You can sometimes find her at EmilyJean33. Maybe.
Every day I say it. I even, like, wrote it in my, like, journal of, like, stream regularly, even if that means once a week or once every 2 weeks. Just have a consistent schedule, and I haven't done it. So
Nope. And I've been doing this for 7 years. 7.5 years.
And I've read 12 books so far this year.
Oh my gosh.
Take that.
On that note, we are gonna drop. Make sure you catch us next week. We'll see you later. Okay, goodbye.